So yeah, I ran mine in like a 4:18, which was good. My main goal was to finish, uh,
Yeah,
and like they talk about like um, that was my main goal, and I thought was anything under 4.5 was good, or
yeah,
anything
yeah,
at all
yeah,
really is good. Just to
yeah,
finish is good.
yeah. No, I don't, I've flirted with it in my mind a little bit as far as like, is that my next thing? And boy, it sounds torturous. It just sounds like the training just a tremendous time commitment, and then the run and the recovery, and then the emotional roller coaster you go on. It's a lot. It's a lot. So
Yeah, I think you.
I applaud you. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, like I had the race blues a couple days afterwards because you accomplish it and you're just like, what's next?
Yeah,
And I'm sure
yeah, yeah.
people get
Sure.
that after. I'm sure you might have gotten that after finishing the half in Salem.
So my first half, I had a couple surprises as far as the whole process. And the one surprise was when we were tapering, I went through this thing of anxiety of like, oh my God, I'm going to lose all my training. And so then my coach, I tell her about that afterwards, and she says, oh, yeah, that's a thing. And I was like, well, you could have told me and prepared me for that. So I was ready for it this time. But then the other thing that I didn't realize is exactly what you're just saying is like afterwards, they're really, you kind of have a post race blues. And so I'm Googling, is post race blues a thing? And they're like, yeah, anytime you set yourself and commit yourself to such a big goal, when it's over, there is this dip. And yeah, so I'm, it's real. I mean, it's real. So when you're ready for the emotional part of that roller coaster, you just accept it as part. But man, the high of completing the goal and finishing, it makes it worth it, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it's the one thing about running that it it's not the you're gonna get the adoration not while you're doing it, it's after you're doing it, and you get like I guess the runner's high, and so it's like the
Sure.
delayed gratification that um you know really, I guess that's not a big thing for a lot of people now, but like if you can delay it, then it feels so much better than the immediate gratification.
Yeah. 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 I don't know if there's anything else, if there's any other activity that I have engaged in that's as long preparation for a chance at one day. And then the one day comes and you don't know if you're going to be healthy. You don't know if the weather's going to cooperate, and you've put all this work in. And when it all comes together and you complete it, it's a feeling unmatched by any other sports activity I've been involved in. And so I was hooked last year. I ran the half marathon for my 60th birthday, and I knew when I ran it, it was either going to ruin running for me and I was just going to go back to cycling, or I was going to get hooked. And dang, I got hooked. I mean, so I enjoy it. I run 3 times a week. So I know a lot of people run more than that, but I run Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And then and then I do some strength training and cardio, like elliptical or stairs or something, the other 3 days, and take a day off is basically my weekly routine.
That's
So
that's a pretty good
keeps me,
weekly routine.
yeah, yeah, it keeps me moving. And this time, preparing for this one, I ended up trying to do some track work to increase my speed because I could run pretty consistent about a 940, and I had to get down to a minimum of 909. And when you're shaving that much time off your mile, it's a lot. And so I was doing some track work. Well, my sprints gave me shin splints again, so I had to take 2 weeks off, and then almost gave up, and then had a talk with uh, a doctor that was he suggested, why don't you start incorporating more non impact cardio, and more strength training, and then do your runs, just limit your runs. So it was a whole new strategy for training, and I didn't know if it was going to translate. Like, what would the low impact cardio, and it was elliptical and stair workout, so running up and down stairs, right? And
Yeah.
doing push-ups, and then running up and down stairs and doing sit-ups and running up and down stairs. And I didn't know if it was going to translate to running, because there's really, the impact of running is, it beats your body up a little bit. So, um, so I went in with a little bit of an unknown. I had done some pace runs. I had done some interval runs. Did a lot of hill work. And so I went in with a real question mark, like, is this going to translate, and did I do enough? And dang, first, had it mapped out, like, broken into 4 5Ks, and then, a finish. So I knew at 28 minutes I needed to be at my first 5K. When that happened, I was like, okay, so that's 1/2 hour gone. We got hour and a half left, so let's work. And that first hour was up, and I felt good and resisted the temptation to change the plan, because I knew I was going to be spent. And it worked out. It did translate. So that's a whole new thing for me, is like, training with low impact training, and then race day. You only have to do it once, right? You don't have to do it 5 times to prove that you can do it. You just have to do it once. So it worked. It worked. So now I'm back to recovery and slow and ramp up again. And yeah,
Uh,
fun.
that
It's fun.
sounds like a good plan. You had a great plan, especially if it's a really hilly race. I'd say running those stairs probably helped you with the hills. Because I know when I ran the Knoxville Marathon, I didn't prepare enough for hills, and I didn't realize, and I should have
Yeah.
realized, that it was just basically one giant hill after another. Uh, and they lied to me, like when I was running, about the second half is not as hilly. It felt like it was more hilly than I think they were just trying to, tell me that, so it'd be like no big deal. But
Yeah. Yeah. So this I wanted to do the Salem half, so I comparing apples to apples, because every course is different.
yeah.
And so if I wanted to actually prove that I could do it faster, I wanted to do it on the same course. Well, we get into this course, they're repairing a bridge, so they changed the course. And in changing the course, they did more running downtown in Salem proper, and that's where all the hills are. And so they added 100 feet of elevation.
Oh wow.
So it's actually a harder course, and it's already over 800 feet of elevation. So it's a lot. It's a hilly course, and so there was a lot of charging the hills, a lot of attacking the hills, and I am very grateful for the stair workout. And then our neighborhood is actually, I was able to run a mile block that is pretty steep hills, and then really, really, charge the hills to, at pace, to learn how to, pump myself up the hills. But there was a lot of that going on. Yeah. And at the end, they have this long, they kind of changed the course at the second time through downtown, and they have this long, steep, and the at you're at 10 miles maybe, and you're just climbing this steep hill. And it's like, oh my God, a lot of people dropping off and walking up the hill. And so just to keep plugging along and not stop is out of breath, and find your breath again and keep going, right?
Yeah.
So that it was something. It was something.
It seems like every race.
Probably cool. I'll tell you. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna tell you one race story. Is I'm fine, settling out, finding my people, and then all, the people that pass me, they're all younger than me. Well, this one guy that's white haired, an older guy, he passes me, and I'm like, I wonder if he's in my age group. So I catch him, and I go, hey, how old are you? And he goes, 54. And I go, okay, so you're not in my age group. Good, because he's faster. And he goes, yeah, but I'm at the top of mine. And I'm like, yeah, it's a real competitive age group, good luck. And we exchange pleasantries and keep going. Well, I catch a glimpse of him at the end and he's quite a bit ahead. And I'm like, I wonder if I can catch that 54-year-old. And so now I'm motivated. Like I have a little motivation feeding the tired part of the race. And so I catch up to him and I don't want to make a move because I'm afraid he's going to pick up pace and I'm not going to be able to keep up. So I wait until there's about a 10th mile, maybe a little more than the 10th mile. I can see the finish line and stuff. I'm trying to, you know, I don't want him looking over my shoulder, his shoulder to see if I'm there. And then I just start sprinting. I take off and I'm like, I don't know if he's going to catch me or not. But yeah, so I sprinted past him. Somehow I get some gratification in beating him. I don't know. I don't know if that's, but yeah. So beat the 54-year-old guy, and whatever for whatever that's worth. But it was fun. He kept me afterwards. I caught up with him. I said, "Hey man, you really motivated me. You kept me going at the end there. Your white shirt in the distance and ahead of me kept me going. So thanks. So we had some pleasantries at the end, and it was a good sportsmanship. It was fun. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Like, it's always good to have somebody that you're trying to motivate you, like, try to catch up to them, stuff like that. Because a little bit of motivation, especially at the end of a race, is really hard. Because most races I've noticed that they like to put those hills right at the end for some reason.
Yeah. 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 How many, I know you're doing the interviewing, but how many marathons have you done?
I've just done one, and I'm getting ready to do another one in October, or in about 10
Okay.
days. So it'll be my
Okay.
second
Well,
marathon.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. And how many halves have you done?
I've just done one half.
Okay.
Um, because I did that half, and then I was like, I'm going to do a marathon, and then I was like, after that, I'm done. But then I was like, I'm hooked. So, but I
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
tried to take a long training process to get in shape for the marathon. So I started training like maybe like May or probably like June for it, and it was in April, just building up my mileage and stuff like that.
Yeah. 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 So this year I did Strawberry Plains 10K in February,
Okay,
and I had a pretty good 10K, you know, um, time, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think I beat 52 minutes or something like that. It was a pretty good
that's
time
really
for
good.
me, and then and then uh, and then I did a 25K in April, and I was just finished, but I finished it under 2.5 hours. So that's 15 and a half miles. And that boosted my confidence more than it was the first time I ran that long continuously. So my first half marathon, I did a run walk um, strategy.
Hmm.
So I did 6 minutes running, 1 minute walk. And then I find out in the running community, if you walk, there's a certain segment of the community that doesn't really count. Like it's continuous running. And
Yeah,
I didn't even know there's these undercurrents of those things. But I don't care if people are moving forward, run, walk, whatever works, get through it. And I actually that run walk gave me a 2 hour 10 minute finish, which was beyond my expectation. And so this one, the 25K, to run continuously for 15 and a half miles just really boosted my confidence. Like, okay, you can do this, and um, change my mentality. Yeah, just boost confidence. You know how psychological running is. It's a lot of mind work. So
it really
that one
is.
was a boost. Yep.
Um,
And then I did Crazy Eights. And that one I did slow because I was kind of just coming off an injury.
uh-huh.
And so I did it slow, but I ran with somebody that got their PR. And so that's very satisfying. Um, and then I did Run for Your Mouth 5K in Steel Creek. And that I had a pretty good time. I did a sub 27, so 8:22, which is pretty good for me. And then and then this half. And so I've had, yeah,
So yeah, running is really psychological, like you were saying, and you ran quite a few races. You did the 10K in Strawberry Plains, um, and you did uh, the the Crazy Eight. I did the Crazy Eight as well. I really liked that course. Um,
that's fun. That's just fun.
I liked where it ended in the football field. I felt like that gave a lot of um, boost, and I like the fact that it cooled off a little bit because this summer has been brutal.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think that, that actually brings up that training in the summer for an October race. That was very helpful. So, the heat, I think, multiplies your distance a little bit and helps with your endurance. So running in 80-degree weather and then the actual race was 40 to 48 degrees or something. Very helpful. Very helpful to train in the heat and just sweat it out. So I think that was an advantage. I would be I think that's a better way than if you're training during the winter for a hot race. I don't know if it wouldn't translate the same. I think you would suffer a little bit. But yeah, the summer was brutal. The summer was brutal. It was hot.
Yeah, it was
It
very.
stayed hot.
It did. I mean, it just kind of
Yeah.
started cooling down now. As I remember running a couple times, I think even at Steels Creek or the Tweetsie Trail, and it'd be like 80, 90 degrees, and it's just brutal. Sweating through shirts and
Yeah. 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 Soak to your underwear, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So actually, go ahead.
no,
Go
you
ahead.
go ahead. You go ahead.
No, ask the question. Go ahead.
So what do you have any other races that you're going to prepare for?
So I had told my running coach that once I get this, if I'm successful, sub 2 half marathon, I have a good 5K PR, I have a good 10K PR, I have a good my 25K, I'm fine with that. I'm happy with this one. So I don't really have any, I'm just going to run for fun. And then she looked at me and goes, okay, we'll see. And I'm already in the back of my mind, even talking to you, even in the back, and just in the back of my mind, it's not come all the way forward. There's, percolating is, could I finish a marathon? Could I finish a marathon? Do I want to train for one? So who knows? Who knows? I know at 60, it's, one of the mindsets I had to break through is I had been of the impression, over the hill, there really is something to it, right? Over the
Hmm.
hill, and there's years of decline. Your muscles are, your muscles are not as flexible. Your bones are more brittle. Your joints are drying up a little bit. And I'm not that old, but I am starting that aging process. And so I was kind of a mindset that whatever you have, you can maintain, but you're not going to get better. And I don't know when it happened, but I realized, no, you actually can improve. You actually can improve even in your older years. And the secret is it just takes consistency. You have to do it every day or you really do lose it. And then the other thing it takes a lot of patience. So what used to take 2 months now takes 4 or 5 months. So the healing process is slower, the building of muscle is slower, everything's slower, but you can do it. And so I've been trying to encourage all, like anybody 50 and above, really 60 and above, is like practice balance, practice, stand on one foot for 30 seconds. Put your put your pants on without hanging on to anything. Use the stairs without a handrail. Do things every day. Stretch. Bend down and touch your toes. And if you can only touch your knees, then touch your knees every day until you can touch your shins, and then touch your shins every day until you can touch your ankles, and touch your ankles every day until you can touch the top of your feet. And just keep doing it. And in 6 months, doing any of those activities, you are going to find that you have improved. And it just takes longer. And people give up because you don't see progress. People give up. And so that's probably been the most encouraging, motivating factor of being 60 in my 60s, that life isn't over, man. You actually can still do better than you're doing right now. Just takes a lot longer. And probably the number one key is you have to do it every day. You get one day off, but you have to do something every day. And most people don't want to. But I do know when you sit down, things start freezing up. So my mantra is keep moving forward, keep moving. Even if it's walking, it doesn't matter. Just keep moving, right? So go through the motions, your joints through the motions, do full arm swings, bend over, lift your leg as high as you can, walk up and down stairs, but keep moving forward. So that's my song right now for myself and anybody that will listen. So yeah. So what's next? I'm just gonna enjoy the run club, and run further when I feel good, listen to my body, continue to, exercise and work out and stuff, and just and see what pops up as an interest for. Yeah, I'll see. I'll see. Strawberry Plains probably going to happen again. The New River 25K probably going to happen again. So I'll run some of these same races again, but I really don't need to beat my time. So I can just run for the social part of it and the mental part of it. Think, I think we'll see. We'll see if this lasts more than a week.
I'm guessing that your competitive spirit's gonna pop in there here in a second. Next week sometime you'll be like, I
Yeah.
can do a little bit better. But that's awesome. Like
Yeah.
I love your mantra of keep moving. I think that can apply to people of any age. Um, like
That's true. That's true.
from 20s to 60s. I think it's awesome what you're doing, like being 61 years old and being able to run a half marathon, and you're staying mobile, and like one thing like um that I noticed is like once I got in my 40s, I noticed some people that were my age who were having all kinds of health issues, and it really started hitting me, and it's like, well, I better start taking care of myself, because from you know me, I didn't really do that great of a job of ever taking care of myself health wise, so
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
it stuck with me. So I think that's a
Yeah.
great mantra, because what you do now, it has an effect on you. You know, it may not have an immediate effect on you, but it'll have effect on you like 6 months to a year down the road.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you're starting in your 40s, you're doing this transformation in your 40s, it will carry you through uh, into your 60s and 70s. You're just going to have a better quality of life. You just will. And to be able to actually continue to do things that people stop doing way earlier than they should. And so, it doesn't take a real smart person to look around and see what happens to as we age. You see the 80-year-olds struggling with a cane and a walker and stuff, but you see some spry, really fit, walking upright and getting on with it. I want to be one of those. I want to be, I know this one guy. Well, I actually have two guys in their 90s, and one is down in Florida. He goes to the gym 3 times a week, and his wife was sick and recently passed away, and he was taking care of her, and he had lost a lot of strength in his legs, and so he ended up using a walker to get around. And he made a determination, 94 years old, made a determination that he was going to walk unassisted. And so he went to the gym 3 times a week. He practices getting down on the floor and getting back up. He started doing some leg exercises, and then some strength training. small weights, of course, and all the stuff. And he calls me all excited, and he says, I, uh, I walked to the mailbox. I took my cane with me just in case I had to balance myself, but I walked to the mailbox and back without the cane and without a walker. And I was like, that's the heart I want. You know what I mean? 94 years old and still building back strength to, walk on your own 2 feet. It's awesome.
I think
So keeps me motivated.
I think those stories are incredible. I think that's great to have like people who are, 94 years old, like you at that point. I mean, if you live that long, if you're blessed to live that long, a lot of people are just ready to give up. And especially if he lost his spouse, probably the spouse of a long time, um, that would probably be like something that would set most people back. That's an incredible motivation, an incredible story, I think.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. He still laughs easily. He was with his wife 65 years. And she had been sick for a while, and his attitudes was it's just a blessing to see her out of pain, and now I can go to the gym and not worry about it. So he's, that's the kind of mentality I want to have, that positivity. Like life threw me this really, and there was teary, obviously 65 years, he felt like he's lost his arm, but he is still keeping it positive and lighthearted, and he's awesome. It's cool to have those people in your life. And then you see other people that, you know, in their late 70s and they're crippled up and can't move. And you're like, when did you sit down? When did you stop? When did you stop bending down? When did you stop getting on the ground and back up? When did you stop standing on one foot or jumping up and down or doing jumping jacks? Or, because you stopped. At some point you stopped or you never started.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Well,
So keep moving forward. Keep preaching it, dude.
yeah.
I noticed you're reaching out to people on social media and stuff and encouraging people. Um, yeah, it's really cool. It's as you go through your transformation, your journey. I love to see how you're encouraging people and you know, kind of the if I can do it, you can do it kind of thing. And so
Well, I
I
thought,
would have never guessed that you were going to run a marathon back when we worked together. I wouldn't have, if they said, pick out your fellow employee that's going to run a marathon, you wouldn't have been on the list.
no, I mean, I
With
know,
all the love I can, right?
yeah,
And then to see you do it is so encouraging. It's so encouraging, dude.
yeah. I think I would probably be
Yeah,
on
it's awesome.
probably on the bottom of that list, just because some of my habits. I enjoyed partying quite a bit, but I don't do that that anymore, and eating whatever I
Right.
wanted to. But I really just
Yeah.
like I feel like if I can do it, somebody else can do it. Like I
Yeah.
think this I don't think I have like anything special other than self determination and belief in myself, which is um,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most important things to accomplish in anything is if you believe you can do it, even if you don't accomplish it right away, you got a good chance of doing it.
Yeah. 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 No, that's true. I saw this sign. I think in my where my wife she works for a chiropractor, and he has it posted, and it says, "Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you will be right."
Yeah,
So
that's
that's it.
great.
Whatever you believe about it, you will be right. So if you think you can't, yeah, you won't. You can't. But if you believe you can, and it's good to hear people, is like the 94-year-old. It's good to hear other people. And that's why the running community is so awesome, is that you see people that have stories that are different than yours, sometimes worse than yours. We have one woman who runs really fast. She came back from a stroke. We have people running that's come back from back injuries. We've had people running that's come back from knee surgery. People with tremendous loss in their life, and they run and they find a lot of gratification. So being around people that have determined to keep moving and be positive, it's contagious. It rubs off on you. So find those people. Find the people you want to be like and hang out with them. That's yeah.
I think that's right. It's like that old saying: if you hang around five smokers, you'll be the sixth. So I guess if you hang around
Yeah,
five runners,
that's
you'll be the sixth.
that's right. That's exactly right. That's so true. So true. It's yeah, we're social creatures, so we want to fit in. And so we're going to fit in with whatever group we're part of, aren't we?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's awesome.
Larry, what's one last thing you want to leave the people with? Um,
Hmm. Well, I okay, one last thing. One last thing is don't count yourself out. Start where you're at. It does not matter. It doesn't matter even if you're in a wheelchair, you still use your arms. Start where you're at and look for activities that will improve your health. And so don't keep looking at all the other people that are doing more than you only as inspiration that it can be done, but start where you're at, be consistent, and just keep moving forward and keep doing better, you know. So you can have a good life. You can have a quality life. Running around with my grandkids, geez, what a blessing to be in my 60s and be able to do foot races with my grandkids. To do tag and hide and seek and you know swim and do stuff, ride bikes, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So if you're not moving, get moving, and if you are moving, keep moving, and just start where you're at and keep doing it.
well, I think that's a great message, and I'm sure your grandkids love being able to be able to play tag with you and everything like that. Uh,
Fun.
but we're going to end this podcast, and I've had a wonderful time talking to you. We'll have to catch back up with you whenever you run another race and set another PR, Lawrence. And um,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Eddie, thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for reaching out, and thanks for following my story. And I've definitely been following yours, and it's cool to watch. Maybe we'll race together. Maybe
yeah,
we'll
maybe
sign up for the same race.
we should
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that one
that
time.
would be fun.
I think
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
we ran in the same the Speedway and Lights one, but that was because it was just
yeah.
pure chance that we were both there. That race was not greatly organized from what I remember.
It was terribly marked. It was terrible. I mean, good thing it was a charity race because it was terrible.
Yeah,
But I saw you at the end, right?
yeah,
So next time we're in the same race, we'll have to meet up at the beginning. It'll
definitely
be
for
fun.
sure. It'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
it'll be
That's
fun.
awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.